Assassin's Creed has taken players through amazing historical settings, introduced great stealth gameplay, and created massive open worlds. But in recent years, some fans feel the series has lost a spark. Now, Ubisoft is trying to bring it back with an Assassin's Creed Shadows, a new game set in feudal Japan. This game promises to mix everything fans love about the series with fresh ideas. Ubisoft even calls it a do-or-die project, meaning its success could decide the future of the franchise. So, can Shadows truly surprise players and restore the magic of an Assassin's Creed? For years, fans have been asking for an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan, and Shadows finally delivers. The game mixes real Japanese history with myths, creating a world full of beauty and mystery. Players will follow the stories of two main characters, Yasuke, a skilled samurai, and Naoe, a stealthy shinobi assassin. Now, Yasuke is all about the strength and the combat. He's just like a force of nature, taking on enemies head-on with brutal moves, and players can use tempo rifle for long-range attacks, or unleash devastating close-range strikes that can slice through enemies or even decapitate them. Now, Yasuke's gameplay is fast and intense, especially in large-scale battles like castle sieges. Fans of the action-heavy games like Ghost of Tsushima will likely to enjoy his style, but his combat is even faster and more, well, I should say like maybe explosive. Naoe brings back the stealthy gameplay that made Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed. She's perfect for the players who love sneaking through shadows, taking out enemies quietly and using parkour to explore. Naoe's movements feel, smooth and fluid, a big improvement over the recent games in the series. Now, her tools and abilities let her handle multiple of enemies without being detected, making her a great choice for players who like a more careful and strategic playstyle. The game lets players switch between Yasuke and Naoe depending on the mission or their preferred style. Whether you prefer action-packed fights or sneaking infiltration, there's something for everyone in Shadows. One of the most exciting parts of an Assassin's Creed Shadows, it is its world. Set in Japan, the game's environments are stunning, from cherry blossoms trees and mountain paths to detailed temples and bustling villages. The developers of Ubisoft has worked hard to make the world feel alive and believable, with dynamic weather and seasons that not only look beautiful but also affect gameplay. The game encourages exploration by removing the cluttered maps and excessive icons seen in some of the older titles. Instead, they use more of a natural way to guide players. First, they call it a Pathfinder mode. A glowing line shows players where to go, but it's subtle, it just doesn't break the immersion. And there's a scout system as well. Players can send out scouts to locate their objectives, then follow the path that they have discovered. The system feels somewhat familiar to Ghost of Tsushima's wind mechanic, giving players a sense of direction without overwhelming them. By focusing on organic exploration, the game rewards curious players who want to uncover its secrets. So, Ubisoft has worked to refine the gameplay in the Shadows, making it fun and engaging whatever, style you like to play as Yasuke or Naoe. So Yasuke is all about the action. His action style is perfect for big battles where you fight lots of enemies at once. He can break through walls, overpower groups of foes, and turn the tide of a battle with sheer strength. His moves are brutal, making him feel like an unstoppable force during the fights. Now, Naoe, for the players, of course, who like to, prefer sneaking through, she offers a slower but more strategic playstyle. She's an expert at silent takedowns, moving through crowds unnoticed and climbing buildings with ease. Now, a stealth-focused gameplay is a return of what made Assassin's Creed unique in this early of days. In Shadows, you're obviously not going to be alone. Players can combine AI companions to assist in combat or take out specific enemies. The system makes difficult missions more manageable and adds a layer of strategy, especially during the challenging encounters. Now, the story of an Assassin's Creed Shadows is told through two main characters, of course, Yasuke and Naoe. Each has their own narrative that reflects their personality and playstyle. So, Yasuke's tales focus on strength and loyalty. His story is filled with high-stakes action, but some earlier previews suggest it may not be as deep or emotional as Naoe's. While Yasuke missions is likely to be thrilling, players who value storytelling may feel his narratives a bit thin. Now, Naoe's journey leans heavily into the tradition of an Assassin's Creed style of storytelling, with plenty of intrigue, drama, and emotional moments. Her missions basically focusing on stealth and cleverness, which fits perfectly with the theme of the series. Fans of the older games will likely find her story more engaging and meaningful, but again, we'll have to wait and see for this. So Shadows takes inspiration from some of the best games in recent years, especially such as Ghost of Tsushima and Breath of the Wild Zelda game. So Ghost of Tsushima, first of all, it borrows the beautiful Japanese setting, samurai similar kind of combat as well, and minimalistic of UI design. But from the Breath of the Wild, it adapts a sense of freedom and exploration, encouraging players to interact with the environment and discover secrets naturally. Now, while these influences are pretty clear, Assassin's Creed Shadows also adds its own twists, blending these ideas with the series' signature stealth and historical focus. But as such, as exciting as Shadows sounds, it's not without potential risks. I want to break some things that works and may not so as well. So, the two protagonists. Players can enjoy different playstyles, making the game feel fresh and varied. I think this could be a good thing. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. So, other good things as well. The Japanese setting is breathtaking, with dynamic weather and seasons adding to the immersion. Finally, it's about time we actually see, Japanese Assassin's Creed game, even though we already kind of got it in 2020 with Ghost of Tsushima. But let's see how Assassin's Creed deals with this. Of course, there's going to be improvements towards this gameplay, such as refined parkour, smoother controls, and better combat mechanics. Shows Ubisoft has maybe even listens to the feedback in a lot of ways, so that's fantastic news. And also the lack of the cultural kind of a UI and a new navigation system makes an exploration more fun and rewarding, kind of unique for the Assassin's Creed as well. So the missions can be approached different with each character, encouraging players to try new strategies. Don't think of this as a black box, but instead still have a variety of ways to encourage you of going through these missions and trying out new ways. And obviously Ubisoft has delayed the game to ensure it's polished as much as possible, which could pay it off. Now, there are a few concerns as well. So, imbalances in towards the between the characters, like Yasuke's action-heavy gameplay might overshadow Naoe's stealth for some players. But again, everything that I've noticed, it seems like Naoe might be the better choice, and yet there's some also asking a question. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. What was the point of Yasuke if Naoe can do pretty much what Yasuke can, but better, other than, of course, the combat? Nevertheless, just another thing, and it's not exactly clear, repetitive open world tasks. Like in previous games, some of the open world activities may feel too similar over the time and just very repetitive. And then there's, even though this could be considered to be a positive, there's also part of this could be negative. I'm talking about the delays. So there were multiple delays that have raised quite a few questions about the game's development process. So this could mean a very red flag, but obviously we'll have to wait and see for this. Now, also, there's another problem, hype. The high expectations, since this is a do or die project. Any mistakes could mean that, and perhaps even feel amplified by the fans. So this could be a big problem for Ubisoft. Again, it's not really about us in this case, but Ubisoft might be in trouble. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. So Ubisoft has a lot of riding on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Early previews suggest that the game has potential to bring back what fans love about the series, while also introducing modern features to keep things fresh. Dual protagonist system, beautiful Japanese setting, and refined gameplay mechanics shows that Ubisoft is aiming high with this release. However, with big ambition comes big expectations. Fans will be watching closely to see if Shadows can truly deliver. If it can balance its two protagonists, keep its story engaging, and make exploration feel meaningful, it might just surprise everyone. As we approach the game's release on March 20th, the question remains: can Assassin's Creed bring the franchise back to its former glory? If it succeeds, it could be a turning point for Ubisoft and a brighter new chapter for an Assassin's Creed. And at that, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Do let me know down in the comments as well. Do you think Assassin's Creed Shadows can surprise us? Do you think it has what it takes when it releases? Do let me know in the comments. See you guys all, like and subscribe, and have a good one.